given what's going on with all the deportations, I want everyone to understand that you do not have to open your door to anyone unless it's an officer with a warrant. A valid warrant would be signed by a judge, not by a law enforcement officer. A warrant is signed by a judge and it states with specificity who they are after. So a warrant can't say, we're looking for all undocumented brown people at this address. No. It's got to say, we are looking for this specific person, or we are searching this specific address. Now, state laws vary from state to state, but federal law remains the same throughout all of the states, obviously. And certain constitutional practices are obviously consistent throughout all the states. And one that's consistent is you do not have to open your door unless someone has a valid warrant. The second thing is, exercise your right to remain silent. I cannot tell you how many of my clients in my federal law practice get themselves into so much more trouble because they think they're helping out, and cops are allowed to lie. They're the only people in society that are allowed to lie habitually, and that has been well established through the United States Supreme Court. Cops can lie. If they say, hey, I can only help you if you talk, that's a lie. It's not going to help you. What defense attorneys like me say is you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be twisted and used against you later on, okay? So you have a right to remain silent. Please use it. Now, you do pretty much everywhere. I mean, I don't know of any state where you don't have to identify yourself if an officer asks you to identify yourself. What does that mean specifically in relation to these deportations right now? Well, it means you have to give your name and your date of birth. If you have a driver's license or a state ID, hand that over. That's fine. If people start asking about your documented status or your immigration papers, that's where you're going to remain silent. You're going to give them only what you have to, which is your name and date of birth and or your driver's license and ID. You are not going to talk about your status in this country, okay? Do not sign anything until you have a lawyer review it. Not a damn thing. You don't have to sign anything that they ask you to sign. Don't do it, because for all you know, especially if you don't read English well, you could be signing an agreement to leave the country or to be deported or whatever. Don't sign anything. Also, as you can see on this graphic up here, there is a phone number you can call to report with a rapid response system. Also, make sure that if you're able to, you immediately get on social media, text everyone you know, and tell people where the raid is and how many officers, things like that, so that other people can prepare. Now on this graphic, it says fight back, get a lawyer. The problem is that this administration has declared this a national or a military emergency. I can't remember anyway. And so as a result, they've suspended due process of law, which is contained in the 14th Amendment, which means nothing can happen to you without a hearing. They have suspended that effectively. So yes, get a lawyer as fast as possible, but understand they may deport you before you ever get a chance to call a lawyer. So just keep a good record of names, places, dates, things like that. Exercise your right to remain silent. Do not answer your door unless there's a valid warrant, okay? That's the only time you have to answer your door. And let everyone know as soon as you see these guys out and about. Finally, if you're bilingual, please take this information and translate it into every other language that you know so that everyone is aware of their rights, because whether you're documented or undocumented, you have the same rights as citizens here.